Hello. Well, you catch me doing a bit of writing. Well, I hope you've all managed to get away without any serious damage or flooding over the weekend with this storm we had come through. We've had lots of flooding here in the UK, lots of storm damage, widespread, and yeah, unfortunately there has been some loss of life, so not good. But today, beautiful day. I'll take you out in the garden and show you the garden in a moment. But let's just spare a thought for the moment for all those that have lost their life during this storm we've had over the weekend, and just a little thought about all the animals, all the livestock, all the wild animals that have also succumbed to this storm and the flooding over the weekend we've had. Let's take you out into the garden and show you around and show you what's going on. Well, good morning. It's a beautiful sunny morning, but very, very chilly. Let's go see what the outside temperature is. It's at the moment 1 degree Celsius. As you can see, the bananas have now had it. The frost has done the damage, the frost and the snow. The outside summer bedding has now gone. So we're going to have a quick look around and quick tour, see what's going on. Unfortunately, the chrysanthemums are just come into flower also have been basically killed off by the heavy snow we've had. That's a shame, because the flowers were out there just coming at their peak. Strawberries are still in flower. I'll cut those off now, just give the plants some energy back, because they're not going to come to anything. And the garlic, under that covering of snow, and even though the ground is nice and soft still, yeah, the ground is nice and soft, but the garlic is growing. Yeah. If you're wondering why the grids are on here, stop the jackdaws pulling the garlic out. Right, come back in a moment. Well, I'm back in now. Life's a funny old thing, isn't it? We're born, we live, we die. As someone once said, from the minute we're born, we are dying. How very true. We never know when that might be the case, whether it will come fast or whether it will come slow, whether it will come young or old, but it all comes to us at the end of the day. How many people, I wonder, think about the fragility of life, about just how fragile as human beings we are? We could go out, get run over by a car. We could go for a walk, get hit by a falling limb off of a tree. We could go for a walk along the cliffs or along an escarpment, fall off and fall to our deaths. We never ever know when that moment's going to be. So we need to live for the moment. We should live for now, not for tomorrow, but for now. We need to think positive, be optimistic. Think of the future, but also think of the here and now. That's the most important thing, is think of the here and now. If you've got loved ones, let them know you love them. Whether it's a partner, family, friends, let them know you care. Don't wait till tomorrow. Get that phone out. Get on the phone. Let them know you think of them. Let them know you love them. But tomorrow may never come. Who knows? Well, are you like me, getting bored of staying in? I've been out in the garden and done a little bit today out in the garden, but it's absolutely freezing out there. Not nice at all. We got beautiful skies, as you saw, beautiful sunshine. It's just not warm. And I must say, the older I get, the less tolerant of the cold weather I seem to find myself. When I was younger, daylight today would have been perfect. I'd have been out there in shirt sleeves, working away in shirt sleeves. No worries. Now, you find me in jumpers, you find me in a jacket, still a sleeveless jacket. I'm not letting go of that one yet. I'm not past that side. But yeah, we get less able to tolerate the cold, tolerate the wet, even tolerate the heat. We're more open to illnesses, colds, flus, disease, viruses, injuries, falling over. As a senior, how do you cope? As a prospective senior, how do you think you'll cope? I've always strived to try and keep as healthy as possible. And up until I was 60, I was out working the youngsters I was working with. And they gave me respect because I could outwork them, I could outlift as far as the weights and that were concerned. And it wasn't showing off, it was just me doing the usual thing which I'd done all my life. But they respected that I could do it. They also respected the fact that I was willing to teach them how to work, how to learn. And I think that's the big thing we forget about nowadays. You know, we see youngsters and we think, oh, lazy buggers. They're not all lazy. You know, some of them are really hard working. And the ones that we think are lazy, why do we think they're lazy? Do we know their circumstances? No, we don't. Some of them just can't get a job. Now, it may be because of where they live. It may be a preconception by the person they're trying to get a job with, because of their look or their age. I hate to say it, it can also be because of their race, their colour. Now, I was brought up in a multicultural family. My mother's family and my father's family can be traced way back. My mother's I've managed to trace it way back to the start of the 1600s. My father's is a bit more difficult, but back to the start of the 1700s. And yes, we are inherently, I'm going to say British, not English, British, originating from around a mix of Wiltshire, Berkshire, and Buckinghamshire, and Oxfordshire. And that's where our families all started from. But obviously, our families, the same as your family, goes further back. And that would take us back to, and this is where we're all multiracial, that would take us back to the time of the Normans, the time of the Saxons, the time of the Brits, the Celts. Now, they all mixed. Eventually, they all mixed together. The Saxons and the Britons and the Celts, the Saxons and the Normans all mixed together. And it became a multiracial Britain. Wales and Scotland and Ireland, predominantly Celtic. And we mustn't forget to include in our history Romans, Danes, Norsemen, the Vikings. We all are a mix of multiracial races and religions. So why is it that today, in the 21st century, we still have racial and religious prejudices? And this is not just in England, in the UK, it's worldwide. We are all a mix. Go back to the origin of man. Now, there's a bit of what would you call it? Confusion, I suppose. The thought is that we all originated from somewhere in Africa. Some say new research says we originated somewhere in Europe. But it doesn't matter where we originated. Over the millions of years that man has evolved, we have integrated. They now say that Neanderthals did not die out. Neanderthals were eventually integrated in with Homo sapien, modern day man, as we are now. So why is there this racial and religious prejudices? Unfortunately, over the ages, the world has always been at war with itself. One king wants what another king's got. One warlord wants what another warlord's got, and so on. So there's been this constant fighting, this constant warring against race and against religion. Coming back to today, as I say, my family background on both sides of the family is inherently British, but it also contains a mix, because come the 20th century, the 1900s, my family started to divide up. My grandparents' siblings started to spread out. Some went to Canada, some went to America, some went to Chile, others went to Australia. So, like so many families, especially in the 18 and early 1900s, we spread out around the globe. And like so many families around the world, their families are spread out around the globe. So the world has actually become a multiracial world. No one can say I'm inherently American, I'm inherently English, because we actually, when we look back at our inheritance, genealogy, we are actually all mixed. Now, I know some of you are going to be, screaming at me now, calling me names I expect and such, and saying, "No, I'm British. I'm definitely British." Yeah, fine, you're British. But even as British, we are a mix. We can have Irish, we can have Irish, Northern Irish, Welsh, Scottish. In my mix of family, which as I said is mainly predominantly British, but we've also got some Welsh, we've got some Scottish, we've got some Irish, all mixed in there, going back. So we can't say that we are one or the other. We are a mix. If we all could just think for a bit, then perhaps some of the troubles of this world would disappear. Some of the racial and religious hatreds in this world would smooth out. They're never going to disappear completely, but it might help to slow them down, might help to simmer them, to gradually let them die out. It's something to think about, isn't it? Well, because of the storm we had, I never got to go away over the weekend. I was going away this weekend on a little journey and was taking you with me, but unfortunately, everywhere I was going to go, including the place I was going to stay, there was flooding, there was storm damage, and it just couldn't happen. But don't worry, because I've still got it in hand up here. It's still there. It's still going to happen, but it mostly won't happen now until the new year. I've got one more trip booked for the 23rd of December, and hopefully, touch wood, me and Bo will be off on that journey, and hopefully there won't be any flooding, there won't be any winds, and so on. But for now, I'm going to leave you with that thought. Just think how, with a slight change of mind, we could help to put to rest the religious and the racial violences that happen in this world, the wars and the crimes that are committed in the name of religion and in the name of race. Let me know what you think. Be honest. Tell me what you think. So until I catch you next time, which will be in a couple of days' time, I might go on a journey tomorrow. Depends on the weather. I'm waiting for some of the flood water to go down a bit, which hopefully by tomorrow it should be down enough that I don't have to worry about that. And if so, we'll be off on a journey tomorrow. Until then, take care, stay safe, keep warm, keep well. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.